1. Sonoma security guard charged for assaulting wheelchair-bound NASCAR racer. 2. Paralyzed NASCAR driver assaulted by security guard, OutKick. 1. Sonoma security guard charged for assaulting wheelchair-bound NASCAR racer. Imagine being a champion athlete, only to be treated with violence and disrespect at an event meant for entertainment. That's the harsh reality for Chase Johnson, a paralyzed sprint car racer who was assaulted by a security guard at Sonoma Raceway during a NASCAR event. This shocking incident has sparked outrage and calls for justice in the racing community. But here's where it gets controversial. The incident began when Johnson, who was left paralyzed from the waist down after a crash last year, was leaving the racetrack with his wife. They were instructed by a security guard to exit a certain way, only to be stopped by another guard who demanded to see their credentials. Despite presenting their valid credentials, the guard refused to let them pass, leading to a heated argument. The situation escalated quickly, with the guard shoving Johnson in the chest, causing his wheelchair to flip over and his head to hit the concrete. Johnson lost consciousness for nearly 15 seconds. This isn't just a story of a single incident, it's a wake-up call for the entire racing community to re-examine its policies on accessibility and security. And this is the part most people miss. The security guard, identified as Alexander Rosiles, was arrested and charged with assault and battery. But what about the deeper issues at play here? Is it enough to simply punish one guard, or should the entire security protocol be reviewed? Johnson, a once accomplished racer now fighting for justice, has a story that deserves our attention and support. Let's not let this be just another headline, let's use this as a catalyst for change. What do you think? Should we be doing more to protect our athletes, regardless of their abilities? Let's discuss in the comments. 2. Paralyzed NASCAR driver assaulted by security guard, OutKick. Shockingly, a troubling incident has unfolded at a NASCAR event that brings to light serious questions about the safety protocols in place. An outrageous attack involving a security guard and a paralyzed driver has left many stunned and concerned about the integrity of event security. At the heart of this startling story, we find Alexander Rosiles, a 27-year-old security guard who now faces assault charges and is being held on a bail amount of $35,000. His actions last week at the Sonoma Raceway resulted in the hospitalization of Chase Johnson, a former racer left wheelchair-bound following a serious accident at Silver Dollar Speedway last year. Johnson was merely attending the NASCAR Cup race, an event he had once nurtured as a competitor. In an account that has raised questions about Rosiles' judgment, he allegedly denied Johnson and his wife access to the handicap parking lot, despite their valid credentials. According to a Facebook post from Johnson's racing team, the guard disgracefully remarked that another crippled individual had to find another route as well, highlighting his lack of respect and professionalism. Imagine the disbelief as Johnson, who has already faced significant challenges due to his condition, experienced this preventable humiliation. What escalated next was chilling. At some point, Rosiles reportedly pushed Johnson's wheelchair with such force that it tipped over, causing Johnson to fall and lose consciousness when his head struck the ground after the tumble. It raises an unsettling question: how do we allow something like this to happen in a setting where safety should be paramount? And just when you think the narrative can't become any more reprehensible, it turns out that Rosiles has a prior assault conviction dating back to March 2019. This startling revelation prompts a serious inquiry. Why are individuals with such backgrounds entrusted with security responsibilities at a public event? One can't help but wonder who is ultimately responsible for hiring decisions in this scenario. One would presume that ensuring the safety of patrons should be a top priority. In a statement from law enforcement, they confirmed the details of the incident. The guard pushed the victim, causing his wheelchair to tip over, resulting in the victim losing consciousness and sustaining injuries. This was not just an unfortunate accident, it was a blatant misuse of authority that put a vulnerable individual at risk. If I were in Johnson's shoes, I would consider consulting a legal expert immediately, as the implications of this incident seem likely to escalate beyond just a local security issue. NASCAR, as an organization, might soon find itself navigating significant scrutiny as the truth unfolds. The sentiments shared by fans present during the event echoed the chaos and disbelief surrounding this incident. What is particularly distressing is that as someone who witnessed the aftermath, I refrained from discussing this publicly while the investigation was ongoing, wanting to avoid interference. My thoughts are firmly with Chase Johnson and his family as they navigate the road ahead. The public and those in charge appear to have an obligation to ensure incidents like this never happen again. Let's seriously consider this. How can we stand by and allow a security guard who has previously committed assault to work an event catering to thousands, many of whom may be just as vulnerable? What's being done to ensure accountability? The conversation needs to continue. Let's hear your thoughts.